Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my first installment of how to create a electro house, commercial house type of track in Fruity Loop Studio or FL Studio. I've been with it since it was three, so I still call it Fruity Loop Studio. All right. Um, First of all, what's really important is to get some high quality samples. I would recommend picking up a one shot pack from Vengeance Audio, which I did. It's unbelievable. There's my kick drum. Here's my hat. There's a snap. And that's just something that, that sounds pretty cool. All right. Um, I've equalized all of these. So I've made a basic groove pattern here. And I've equalized everything. So each of these is on a separate track in the mixer. I've also put a compressor on my, or actually, I'm going to automate that compression at some point in my track. As you can see here, I cut the highs, left the mids, bumped up the lows a little bit. For the hat, I've done the exact opposite. I've eliminated the lows, put the mids up, and cranked the highs up a little bit. For the snap, the same thing. And for that sound, that, equalizes well. Okay. Another thing that's really important in building a groove is your panning of the percussion. I really don't like to put separate pans this way because in the middle of the track I want to change it up, and that just makes a lot of trouble for me in the automation. So what I'll do is I'll send all of these to the piano roll. Right click on all of these, send to piano roll, send to piano roll, and then go into them separately. In this little gray area down here, right click, note panning. Well, I'm not going to want to do that with the kick. But let's just say with the hat, note panning. You can create a lot of. You're probably not going to be able to hear this due to this only being mono, but as soon as you do something like this and get really creative with the panning of each note, it will really create. It'll make the sound a lot more lively and less simple. I'm only going to do it with that hat. Alright, well, that sounds pretty good. Okay, next element. I do this for every one of my tracks. I'm going to insert Mini Moog VST real quick and just find a sound. I mean, here, and I'm using Axiom 25 MIDI controller here too. I want to find something with. There we go. Okay, we'll just show you how to make the groove here real quick. I always do this second because my main bass line is really important for me. I'm going to put it on its own channel. I'm going to equalize it. This is certain sound. I mean, you have to equalize it depending on how the output sound is. Okay, that sounds pretty good. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sidechain this to the kick. And if you don't know what sidechaining is, it's pretty much in every mainstream dance track and so on. So on this channel, you're going to go to your compressor, leave that open over here, and on your bass drum, Fruity Peak controller. Okay, that's going to automatically mute it, so you're not going to hear it anymore. But what's important and what you got to do next is go over to the compressor, right click. You're going to link it to the controller. You're not going to link it to your MIDI controller. You're going to link it to the Peak controller that you've added on your kick drum. You're going to go to Peak. Make sure that this is set to inverted. Accept it, and you're going to see that move. And we haven't inserted any sounds in there yet, so we'll put something, this is pretty commercial electro house right here. Get that Robbie Rivera pump to your track. All right. It's gonna be really loud. Okay, but don't control the volume from there. I just turned that down so it wouldn't crank out over the microphone I'm speaking into. Go to your P controller, unmute it from the kick track, and this is where it says bass here. That's going to control the volume of your Mini Moog, and you get that groove to it. You can turn the volume here too, but you hear that. It sounds pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna put this onto a different channel, and that's only gonna bump. That compression is only gonna pump when that kick drum is active. So on this channel, it sounds pretty. I mean, it's hard to distinct the sound with this. Here we'll go. Maybe this will work. You hear it pumping off of it, and you can actually even see it when you go to the compressor. And in this instance, I didn't really pump the compression that much, but it makes a huge difference without the compressor. You might not be able to hear it over the microphone I have here. It's very flat sounding, but when it bumps up back and forth. Okay, get rid of those kicks. We got our groove here. We're gonna lay it down. That sounds about right. Gonna look through my samples I got over here. And at some point I'm gonna want to automate, I don't know, just a simple loop to create some difference in the track. That'll do. And I'm pretty opposed against using loops, but since I purchased the Vengeance audio pack, it's just like unbelievable. There we go. Okay. Now, in my other video, I taught you how to automate instruments with filters and whatnot. So we're going to assign this to its own channel, and I want to eliminate the lows because I really want the high end of this to come through and the mid end too. So we're going to go here and we're going to put on free filter, and yeah, that sounds good. And we're going to create an automation clip with that, just like how I showed you in the previous video. Create an automation clip. We're going to start here, and it's going to drag down. I'll let you listen to it. And another thing I'm going to do here, because I want the kick to stay on the first channel. A lot of people don't like to do this, but I'm going to go to the mute. I'm going to create an automation clip on the mute. I'm going to get rid of the kick right here. Also, at the end of this, I'm going to make this go from, let's see here. Yeah, that sounds good. It's going to cut off the kick on the pattern 1 because I automated it off. And I'm going to create a pan from here to there. Almost dead center. It's going to shift a little bit to the left. Okay, let's see what we got here. That sounds good. I'm gonna fix that automation here. Okay, well, we're running out of time for this video, but there are going to be many installments of this because I really wanted to cover a lot of the stuff that Fruity Loops can do. This is just one pattern, and you know, we've just done a few automations here, and I just threw that crash down. Still got to put effects on it.